Whoa, guys, look at that! Raven!
Sometimes cameras end up in the right hands at the right moment and catch something completely weird, bizarre, or out of this world. From unusual animals, creepy encounters, to unknown creatures, here are the shocking things caught on camera that no one would have seen otherwise. Tire around giraffe's neck. A giraffe in Kenya adapted an unusual fashion accessory that left the wildlife authorities scratching their heads. This happened back in October 2019, when a giraffe was spotted with a tire stuck around its neck. Rescuers with the mobile veterinary unit deployed to the scene and found the giraffe. They struggled to dart and sedate the majestic giant. Once the giraffe was relaxed, they were able to use some rope to gently pull the tire from the animal's neck and set her free. She was also given treatment for cuts and skin tears caused by the tire. Once the tire was safely removed, the rescuers waited with the giraffe to make sure she woke up okay and made it back to the wild. Headless camel. The first 16 seconds of this short video are far more than enough to make you hold your breath. A lady, while visiting a zoo in Florida, noticed a large headless camel walking around. She remained in a state of skepticism until the animal turned around. Whoa! Man, this is hilarious! This camel appeared to be an expert in creating a perfectly timed optical illusion. Or maybe this is normal camel behavior. But I like to think this was something it had been working on for a long, long time. Three-legged deer. Next on the list could be the once-in-a-lifetime sightings for many of us, as it displays a rare three-legged deer. Dubbed as tripod, it was spotted in August 2017 in South Texas. The curious animal could be seen standing perfectly on its three limbs, with a small, knobby protrusion on the front shoulder that looked like a piece of bone or joint. The missing leg might be the result of an accident, or the poor buck was born like this. The absence of this limb definitely has created challenges for the animal in the wild. But fortunately, this true miracle of nature has not only learned to overcome its disability by balancing its body on three legs, but it can also run normally. Giraffe with papilloma warts. This video of a giraffe in an uncommon situation grabbed the attention of wildlife conservationists. Here you can see a miserable giant with numerous scary ball-like objects protruding out of its body. Look how restless the poor animal is. These numerous odd-looking growths are called warts that formed due to papillomavirus in various species. They cause irritation, and the affected animal has to rub the infected area. That causes the warts to rupture and get more infected. In the worst case, the warts harden and turn into a type of cancer, and it is believed to be transmitted from giraffe to giraffe. But fortunately, scientists are hopeful to develop a vaccine that will stimulate the animal's immune system to produce antibodies that may cure the animal. Giraffe eats skeleton. This rare footage was captured on June 18, 2017, in Kruger National Park, South Africa, showing a scavenging herd of giraffes who looked to be feeding on a buffalo skeleton. Although it baffled most people, according to wildlife experts, this behavior is common among many herbivores. The bones are chewed as a way of supplementing the diet with calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus that are not available in the normal leaf-based diet. Giraffe with hole. This sighting was captured on May 4th, 2022 at Kapama Private Game Reserve, showing a hole in the mouth of a male giraffe. With a hole in the mouth, water keeps falling out of this poor animal's mouth, and it probably can never quench its thirst. Experts believe that it got the hole on the face due to an abscess. The video was taken by a 28-year-old field guide, Eben Rode, who was fortunate to witness this insane moment while waiting for a pride of lions. With such pain and misery that this giraffe has to go through, it is amazing that it still has the power and resilience to fight and survive. Rare albino giraffe. For several years, stories of the rare albino giraffe have been roaming around the world, with a wish of encountering this mysterious giant at least once in a life. In September 2017, some rangers in Kenya experienced this extremely rare sighting of a pair of white giraffes, whose existence was just a rumor. A mother and a calf. The mother could be seen pacing back and forth a few yards while signaling the baby to hide behind the bushes. According to biologists, these giraffes have white skin because of leucism, a condition in which loss of pigmentation turns the skin to white or pale. The truly calm giant, after presenting a short, spectacular sighting, vanished back into the heavy woods. Buck locked with another head. In February 2021, a Sika buck was spotted wandering on the snowy roads of Japan in a wildly bizarre condition. The antlers of the poor animal were found locked with the head of another buck. It might have locked horns with another stag during a fight and survived while its rival died. Yet during mating season, these animals face mood swings due to hormonal change and can lock antlers with any buck, including dead ones. However, the actual truth of how this happened will forever remain a mystery, and the deer only has to wait until it sheds its antlers to release itself from this living nightmare. Pedal bear. At first, I thought a Bigfoot was roaming the roads while trying to avoid the camera. Then, after watching the whole video, I reached the conclusion. Meet Pedals, who came to fame after residents of New Jersey spotted it walking on its two legs. That animal looked very much like a human in a bear suit that was observed many times scrounging for food in the backyards on its two hind legs, because its front paws were injured during an accident. But unfortunately, right after the bipedal beast became a sensation, it was put to an end on the first day of the bow and arrow hunting season. Giraffe with crooked neck. An unknown source made this incredible sighting on March 6, 2014, in the Okavango Delta in Botswana. A male giraffe that is believed to be over 15 years old and has a very crooked neck, almost as if it were broken. Another unusual issue that this giraffe has is that it has tufts of hair on its horns, which only females do. This led to a scientific explanation that these defects are due to birth defects. Deer with bucket. Last year in January, a man spotted a disoriented deer swimming in circles in extremely cold weather. He noticed the poor animal with a paint bucket stuck to her face, and chances of her survival were getting less and less, because there was a high chance of the can being filled with water, which could pull her down, and she would have likely drowned. But she was lucky enough to be observed, and her rescuer called out a kind man from a nearby boat. After several attempts of getting close, they eventually succeeded. But there was something more. The confused animal was still circling, so the rescuer decided to grab her tight and drove it back to the shore, where she struggled and ran out of the water. Deer rescued. These peaceful animals can be found roaming around the woods, but sometimes, because of their curious nature, they also get stuck in sticky situations. Just like this white-tailed doe. Luckily, someone heard her cries and came over to free that animal with its hoof unusually stuck on the upper part of the fence. Most probably, it was a failed jump where one of her hooves unfortunately slipped into the tight gaps of the wooden fence, and the poor deer could not do anything about it, but just hang around. Finally, a man was able to break the plank, and the deer dropped down to the ground. The doe ran as fast as she could back to her home. Lion's head stuck in feeding barrel. This is what we call greed is a curse. In April 2015, a ravenous lion from a zoo in the Netherlands attempted to snaffle meat from the rest of its pride. After reaching into the barrel to get at the raw meat, the big cat stuck its head in a little bit too far and found herself completely trapped. At first, the lion's concerned penmates rallied around and attempted to pry the plastic tube off its head, but the curious feline refused to stay still for long enough and started panicking and bumping on the walls of the enclosure. Yet just after a short time, the lion was shot to sleep and was eventually freed from the barrel unharmed. Cow climbed tree. Well, the title seems a bit confusing because, allegedly, cows can only walk or run, and it's literally hard to picture a cow climbing a tree. But an enthusiastic cow in India defeated all the odds and somehow managed to climb into a tree trunk. The innocent large mammal with a tinkling bell hung from its neck walked up straight on a bent tree trunk in search of green goodies. Although the goats of Morocco are the only bovine animals known to enjoy climbing trees, no one knows how this bulky mammal made its way several feet above the ground. It made us smile though. It's quite surprising. Another chicken with 4 legs. That does not mean double the return, but certainly is double the trouble. A farmer from Thailand recorded this footage in 2015 from his farm, showing a chicken that was born with almost 4 legs. The extra 2 legs of the chicken can be seen coming out from behind its 2 main legs. Instead of them being beneficial, they are more of a burden. The cause of something like this is probably due to some deformity during birth, which may or may not be able to be fixed by surgery. This picture was taken by a wildlife ranger while patrolling a giraffe manor in Kenya on February 11th, 2020. Unlike your usual giraffe, this one rather seemed as if it were either being attacked by Gollum or some interdimensional being taking over. Or perhaps both. Another weird incident was when the ranger noticed that the giraffe's mouth and jaws looked quite abnormal as well. Its teeth and gums looked as if they were spread far, wide, and huge. Also, some Gollum look-alike creature seemed to have gotten a hold over the giraffe. According to the ranger, this entity seemed to have chosen this giraffe randomly before attacking. But upon considering the fact that the giraffe looks possessed, maybe this wasn't something random. However, what happened here remains a complete mystery to date. Warning turkeys. What exactly is happening here? A Boston man freaked out when he saw a flock of turkeys circling a dead feline in the middle of a road in Randolph. This behavior was unusual and really quite amazing. Yet this hair-raising video spawned speculation about some kind of turkey seance to revive the poor feline. But according to experts, turkeys are naturally fearful of cats and see them as a threat. So it's likely that when they came across a dead one on the road, they were very curious to see what was going on and whether it was alive or not. That's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. And if